Hi guys, hi, how's it going? How you doing today? Hopefully today finds you well. Today I am doing my empties for the month of April, and you know, as I'm filming this, it's a little bit early to be doing empties if I'm honest. It's only like the 25th, but I am out of town this coming week. I am out of town the week after that, and I need to get these empties filmed or I am just not going to have enough time to get them filmed and edited and uploaded for when I need to have them uploaded. I like to have them uploaded as soon as possible in the month so that I can do, you know, project pan and stuff like that and filter other items out of my collection, but also do my haul in my beauty bank, have a realistic number for my beauty bank. But by the time I get back from Texas, it will be the 1st of May. So I do think that it's an appropriate day. I don't see myself emptying anything else between now and the 1st of May. And even if I do, I'm going to be out of town, so I'm not going to be able to put it into my empties bin. So we're going to call it a good day to film empties. And that is what we're going to do today. For those of you new here, hi, my name is Donna. I am a lover of all things high-end, colorful beauty and self-care, and I also work in the beauty industry as a district leader for Ulta. I get a lot of education in my position, so I like to do things like reviews on this channel. I also do hauls, of course, declutters, I do empties, all the normalized regulatory beauty chit chat that you're going to see on most of the other channels. I also like to filter in a lot of like special videos in here. I also just kind of really like to talk about makeup, and I know that if you're here, you probably also really like to talk about makeup. So with that said, I think that we're kindred, and I think that we should be friends, and I think that you should subscribe before you leave today. That would be amazing. If you do that, let me know so I can say, hi, welcome to my channel. I would love to do that personally. So let's roll into these empties. As you all know, I do empties every single month on my channel. Sometimes I have a lot, sometimes I have a little. I don't think that I have very many empties today, but I have a lot of makeup empties today, which is exciting because, as you all know, I have started filtering my like low buy or no buy mentality around a beauty bank mentality. Now I'm gonna link Steph. Her channel name is It's Just Steph. I'm going to link her down in my description box. She explains it super well. I'm going to kind of try and quasi explain it to you, but I don't do very well. So go visualize her channel. Go check in on her channel. She can explain it. She's been doing it for years, and she's where I got the idea, honestly. So all kudos to her. This inspiration is taken very much to heart because I think it's the only way really to get through a low buy or no buy without trying to like suffocate everything that you hold dear in your life and without making you feel like a failure. So it is a program in which I started the year saying I don't want to bring any more than 30 items into my collection. And as I empty items, I get a point that filters into that. So if I empty 2 items, then I've got 32 points. If I empty 5 items, then I've got 37 points, right? Because 2 items and then 5 more items, 7 points. We understand how we gain points, right? When we lose, we start losing points when we bring stuff in. So I emptied 7 items. I've got 37 points. Let's just pretend. Sephora sale rolls around. I bring 12 items into my collection. I've now got 25 points that I can use towards spending on beauty things that filter into my beauty bank. So I think that it's just a really smart way to do a low buy without making yourself feel like you're on a low buy. It's the smartest thing that I've ever done because I've been able to maintain it. I currently have 28 points because I was up to 40 points. I did spend some time in the Sephora sale. I did bring in 12 items into my collection during the Sephora sale, so that dropped me down to 28 points. That is where I sit currently at this moment as we're filtering into empties. But every makeup empty, not like skin or, you know, moisturizer or whatever empty, every makeup empty that I have in my collection does give me a point. So every makeup empty I have in here will give me a point. With that all said and done, I hope that we understand each other, and if not, please go see Steph. Let's dig into these empties. I do have quite a bit. First things first, I have this here. This is a mask. This is the Rejuvenating Niacinamide Sheet Mask, and it is by, I don't know. I think it's by Tony Moly because it has a little like panda bear over here. I could be totally wrong on that. Distributed by Vivona brand? Maybe it's not Tony Moly. I don't know. It's K-Beauty of some sort. It's a really great sheet mask. I really liked it. It says it promotes brighter skin and minimizes the appearance of pores. I don't have super big pores in the first place, so I didn't really notice anything on that. And as far as brightness goes, I also didn't really notice any brightness. But it did make my fins? What the fuck? Am I a fish? What am I even saying right now? It did make my face feel really moisturized, really nice. I have been going through a really, really dry spell. My skin just feels so dry right now. This made my face feel really, really nice, really moisturized. It did kind of like give it the appearance of life, whereas I feel like it hasn't had the appearance of life lately. So I really enjoyed it. I would probably purchase it again. Then I have this, which is the Drunk Elephant Protein Peptide Cream. This is a strengthening and moisturizing cream, and it's got 8 peptides in it to help with moisturization of your face. I think this might be why my skin does not feel super hydrated right now or super moisturized right now, is I ran out of this right at the beginning of the month, and I really didn't replace my morning moisturizer until this morning, and it's been 25 days since, or 20, probably 22 days since I ran out of it. I really like this protein peptide cream because of how it dispenses. You push this down and then stuff comes out the top out of this little like white hole here, even though it's not a hole. So you push it down, stuff comes out the top, and then you just scrape it off the top of that. I think it's very sanitary. I love it. I loved this moisturizer. Do I think it's a better moisturizer than a lot of the other moisturizers that I've used in the past? Maybe not necessarily. Would I buy it again? Probably, mostly because I love the contraption that it's in. But it's a pretty expensive moisturizer. I have a ton of moisturizer to barrel through, so I won't be repurchasing it anytime soon, but I did like it. The next thing I have in here is this. This is the Tree Hut Cocoa Colada Shea Sugar Scrub. And if you're not new here, you know I love these sugar scrubs. These Tree Hut sugar scrubs are amazing. I use them every single time I shower to just slough off all the dry skin on my body. I wash myself with this sugar scrub first, and then I go in with a soap and, you know, do whatever else I need to do. These are amazing. This one specifically smelled so good. It smelled like, it has a little bit of floral notes to it, but for the most part, it smells kind of fruity, honestly. Tropical fruity. It's very, very nice. I would repurchase this scent anytime. I also had this. This is the Shield Eyeglass Cleaner. I don't know. Sometimes things get put in here that I'm just like, why did I put this in here? It's an eyeglass cleaner. It does a really great job. I'd repurchase it. It's not beauty. I don't know why it's in here. I also had this. It is the Bath & Body Works Wallflower. This one is in white pumpkin. And white pumpkin has notes of, obviously, white pumpkin, apple spice, or autumn spice, and cinnamon. This definitely smells like cinnamon. I actually quite loved it, though. It is a fall scent, so I can't get it right now, but I would repurchase it again. It wasn't too overwhelming. It smelled really, really like a baking apple pie, to be honest. I think it smelled delicious. So this is the last thing in here that isn't makeup. And I'm so excited because there's a lot of makeup in here. This is the Redken Invisible Dry Shampoo. I love this dry shampoo. So a lot of people tell me that they have problems with dry shampoo leaving some kind of white cast in their hair. I don't really have a problem with white cast in my hair, if I'm honest. If I have dark hair, I choose a charcoal dry shampoo because it's going to leave like a dark cast if it leaves any kind of cast. And then I also use like an invisible one with light hair. With that said, I also put my dry shampoo in at night. and let it kind of sit on my scalp and permeate my hair, and then take a comb through it in the morning. And by the time I take a comb through it, like it's just really not, it just really doesn't have any flakiness. So I don't have a problem with dry shampoo flakiness. But where I'm going with that is that if you do, I suggest trying this. This I have used in the middle of the day. It's done nothing as far as like flakiness goes, but it is a really, really great dry shampoo in my humble opinion. It's not cheap. I think it's like $28, but it is a really, really great dry shampoo. Amongst one of my favorites, if I'm honest. My favorite is Orbe, but God, that one's like $55. So I'm not gonna tell you to go buy that one. But I would tell you to buy this one. This one's really nice, especially if you battle flakiness with your dry shampoos. There's absolutely no flakes that I have experienced with that one. It's a really great one. So the rest of this is all makeup. So let's go through this. Some of this you may have seen through Project Pan. This is my Charlotte Tilbury lip cheat. It is a lip pencil that I can no longer put in the sharpener because it just barely sticks out of the top of the lid. I called this an empty in my Project Pan because I can't sharpen it anymore. I did use it one last time after I sharpened it, and that's as good as it gets for me. So I do have this Charlotte Tilbury lip cheat that is an empty. Would I repurchase this one? This is in Pillow Talk medium, and I really loved this shade, to be honest. I hated the Pillow Talk lipstick shade, but I loved the Pillow Talk medium lip cheat. And I love the formula of these lip liners. They last forever. They go nowhere. They're no budge. And I bought myself one in Iconic Nude during the Sephora sale. So yes, I would repurchase this. I have this, which is the Ulta Beauty Matte Eyeshadow Primer. I, again, emptied this during my Project Pan. This is an amazing eyeshadow primer. I've tried the Ulta Beauty Tinted Eyeshadow Primer, and I don't 100% love it. I love this one. It does everything you need it to do to kind of blank out any kind of like any kind of discoloration that you have on your eyelids for eyeshadow. If you are at all a person that has like veiny lids or red irritated lids, or are using a crazy color that you want to be super pigmented or appear super pigmented, or just need an eyeshadow primer so that it doesn't stain your eyelids as badly as it could, this is a great eyeshadow primer for you. It reminds me a lot of the Smashbox 24-hour eyeshadow primer, and I love that eyeshadow primer, but that one is like $24, and I just repurchased this full size, $8, and it's huge. Let me find it. It's huge. And let me just tell you something. I have very rarely repurchased an eyeshadow primer. Eyeshadow primer is one of those things that you often get in, subscription boxes, or maybe not subscription boxes, but free gift with purchases when you always, it's like eyeliner. You always end up with sample eyeshadow primers. I repurchased this because I love it so much. All right, the next thing is this, and this is the Too Faced Hangover RX 3-in-1 setting spray. Setting spray is a category in my inventory, so it is one of those items that I count towards the beauty bank that I've got going on. I liked this. I didn't 100% love it. I didn't like it on my skin. I ended up using it to foil my eyeshadows and occasionally put it on my skin. I didn't like the smell of it, even though it's not super strong. I also will tell you, when it leaks out to this like gummy, sticky mess. And I have never seen that with an eyeshadow, or with an eyeshadow primer. I have never seen that with a setting spray before in my life. So I'm just kind of curious what the hell is in this, that when it leaks out, leaks into like gummy puttiness. It's the weirdest freaking thing. I will never repurchase this. I have, setting sprays that I like much, much more. But this also, when I would use it to foil my eyeshadows, I realized it was this that was driving my eyeballs bonkers. So this was a lot to get through. There was still a couple sprays in here, but it doesn't smell awful, okay? I just want to say that, but I don't like the smell of it. I also don't like that it gets gummy. I just didn't love it. I just didn't love it. I know a lot of people do, which makes me believe I'm doing it wrong. But see, in my bin, do you see this like wet stripe right here that's very sticky, tacky, gross? It reminds me of like pineapple juice or something. The consistency of dried up pineapple juice, how sticky and gross it gets. That is from that setting spray. I don't know what's in it that makes it do that. It just weirds me out. Okay. Next, also in my project pan was this. This is the Essence Lash and Brow Gel. It is just a clear gel. I ended up using this also on my lashes, even though I don't think I needed to use it on my lashes, because I wanted to use it up and, you know, use it on your brows, use it on your lashes. You're using twice as much. It did absolutely nothing. It's like, I don't know, moisturized water in, like coconut water. It reminds me of coconut water. Like you're putting a little bit thickened coconut water on your eyebrows and your lashes. And I only say coconut water because it's the color of coconut water. But I guess it might have been clear at one point in time, but then putting it over the top of like my brow pencils and whatnot has changed the shade of it to a little bit more milky consistency. But that's really what it is. It does nothing. It doesn't make your brows feel stiff. It doesn't make them feel soft. It doesn't like give them any kind of like thought process on staying in one place like you like it to. It just doesn't. I'm really happy to have this out of my collection. I would never repurchase it, even at, you know, even at $4 or $5 versus the $24 that I typically pay for my 24-hour brow setter from Benefit. I don't care. I would rather have that one. I know it's doing something. Next thing I have is this, and this is the 3D Brow Tones by Benefit. This is in magenta. This was a limited edition item for something, I think it was for cancer awareness or something that they were doing. I cannot remember. Years ago. This should have been out of my collection years ago. But I held on to this sucker until it just wasn't working anymore. I've put it in my brows 100,000 times, but I don't know if you guys can see, like there is nothing. There's nothing. Oh, there we go. We got a little bit of something. But I truly had to dig it into my skin. There's just nothing coming off of it anymore. I loved this. I wish they would come out with this again. This is such a surefire way to like create some kind of like just fun in your brows without having to go in with like a brow cream, brow pomade, which I'm not very good at. So I loved this thing. I would repurchase this 100,000 times if they had them still. I would repurchase those in different colors. So maybe I'll tell my Ram that. You need to make these 3D brow tones all over again in all different colors, because I'd certainly buy them. The next thing, I think this was in my Shop My Stash rotation, and it was only in for a month. It's just a mini, and it is the Professional Hydrating. I don't necessarily hate this, but I also don't necessarily love this. It's not my favorite. And I didn't feel like it was super hydrating, if I'm honest. And I'm a little disappointed that there was only enough in this mini that you pay, you know, $15 for to last a month. Like, it is completely gone. And granted, I know. Not everybody uses primer every single time they do their makeup. Not everybody does their makeup sometimes 2 times a day. Not everybody. I know I'm not the average user, but I've still had minis smaller than this last me longer than a month. And this wasn't the only one that was in my Shop My Stash rotation, so it wasn't the only one that I was using. So, I don't know. I'm just kind of disappointed with the fact that it didn't last longer than it did. But with that said, it also wasn't the most amazing primer in my collection, so I'm okay with it being not in my collection again. I wouldn't repurchase this one. I do love the Professional Light. I also really love the Professional Pearl, but I know that that one's not existing anymore, I think. That's right. Right? Am I right on that? I'm pretty sure I'm right on that. But this one just, I don't know. It is what it is. I liked mixing this one with the Pearl when, you know, when I could. So there's that. The last thing that I have on here, boy, I have a lot of benefit items in here. The last thing I have in here is this, and this was actually in my, I think this was in my project pan as well. And I was so, so sad because when I emptied this, I had already finished one of my brows and went into my next brow. I went to roll it up and there was nothing left. I was like, shit. What do I do now? I had no idea that it was that close to empty. I love the Precisely My Brow. I spend the $24 on this versus the $10 on, you know, a NYX one that I also really like. But those ones pull very warm on me, and I can get some really great neutral shades out of this one. As a matter of fact, this one is in the shade gray. This is my favorite brow pencil ever. Like, I will spend the $24 on it. Most other brow pencils pull very, very warm on my skin tone. I don't know why, but they do. The only one that I've been able to use lately that I don't feel like is pulling warm, it is in my brows today, is this one, and this is the Winky Lux Unibrow. I like it a lot, but it's not precision. It's one of those filler ones that's kind of got the triangle shape on it. They're not my favorite shape to use, but this one is amazing. I love this brow pencil, and I would repurchase it I would repurchase it over and over again. I have repurchased it over and over again. All right, so I do have 7 items to add to my beauty bank. So I started this video with 28 points in my beauty bank, and I am ending this video with 35 points in my beauty bank. So hopefully that helps solidify the crazy explanation that I gave at the beginning of this video. But I'm super excited to have 7 more items out of my collection and all the rest of this stuff out of my collection, and these will all go into my year of empties, and I'm really excited about all the empties. So with that being said, that is it. That is all, you guys. That's all the empties that I have. I have 7 makeup empties and a bunch of other empties, and I'm super, super happy to have gotten to discuss them with you today. If you have any questions about anything that I shared with you today, please let me know down in the comment section. I would love to answer any of your questions out there. If you have any information about the products that I discussed in today's video, please leave it down in the comment section so we can learn together about these products. And whether, you know, what works for you might not work for me, what works for me might not work for you. Like, let us know all the things inquiring minds want to know. Thank you guys so much for being here today. I do hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope that you'll consider subscribing before you go, giving it a big thumbs up, and yeah, just doing all the things, I hope that you and yours are well. I hope that April is treating you all kindly. I hope that you all are healthy and safe and loving each other, but loving each other from afar. And until next time, bye friends.